We really boxing. Who wanted the bad? Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Kareem Akbar in the house. Giving you some good boxing talk, man. Salute, man. Let everybody know your boy BVO is back, man. Let them know that BVO is back. Let everybody know we're back. So today we're gonna talk about something a little more close to my heart. Um, One of the things that I seen when I seen Regis Prograde in his last fight was I really seen an iron will, and I think Regis Prograde to me might have, some people might not agree with this. He might have a case for a Hall of Fame career because he fought all the top guys, whether it's the American Dream, Devin Haney, fought a monster in Josh Taylor. So he had a lot of big fights. He lost every one of them, but I think if we look at how talented Regis really is, I wouldn't say he's the most talented guy I've ever seen. So for him to be able to do some of the things he was able to do in the realm of boxing, I must say he gets full credit for me because we talking about a guy who was able to become a two-time champion in a very tough division. But let's be honest, for a minute, he was a tomato can beater, man. Every time somebody who was a tomato can Amazon driver or Lyft guy, he'd come in there and beat him to death. So I just think we got to really be a little more respectful on how we talk about Regis Prograde. Is he perfect? No. He had a lot of deficiencies. He's talking about maybe going to bare knuckle, which I think is good for him. Maybe it'll be better because you got shorter rounds, but to me, bare knuckle brawling is very brutal. So salute to my man Bentley talking crazy. He said Reese's is trash. I don't agree with that, Bentley, because the man won 2 world titles, man, at 140. So I mean, I can see why you would say that, man. He said stop trying to give him his flowers. Spoken like a true Miami brother, man. You know how your brothers is from Carroll City, man. Y'all don't show nobody no love, man. Y'all eat the whole lot of donut. But shout out to Carroll City. Now it's called the Miami Guards, man. Shout out to the Pork and Bean Project. Shout out to the Matchbox Project. Shout out to all of Miami, man. Shout out to Fort Lauderdale, Borough County. But I'll say this, man. He says it's okay, average in a brutal sport. I just think that Regis to me done some great things. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really excited that I've gotten to see a career like his. I mean, he would have fought Abdul Wahid if Abdul Wahid had a pair of nuts, but he didn't. So I mean, it is what it is. I think he was a solid 140-pound, true 140-pound champion. Um, I think you can't base it off losing to somebody like Devin the American Dream Haney. I mean, some people call him Black Jesus, man. Ain't no shame in losing to Devin Haney. Devin Haney might be a cornball, but the boy can box. I mean, but the way we seen Jazz Catterall just go in there and just he beat the braids off Regis. I think Regis had braids before that fight. He beat him till he had an afro. So when you see somebody get the braids beat off of him like that, you would say, dang, he wasn't all that. Or you see him lunging and falling on his head because he wanted it so bad. I just say this, man. Regis proved a really good point that sometimes you can't outwork talent. You most of the time you can outwork talent. You can beat the person who's more talented if you work harder. But I think we found out in the fights when Regis fought the top guys that he was known to get beat to death when he fought the top guys. And I'm just giving you my humble, unbiased opinion on it. And I think that Regis Prograde, to me, is a good fighter. Is he the best? No. But I put like this: we all wish Abdul Wahid would move like him. Another thing we were talking about is Abdul Wahid's fight is canceled against Lamont Roach. Um, I think they canceled it. They were saying venue, but at the end of the day, man, I was born at night, but not last night. At the end of the day, no one wanted to see that fight. And we've been talking about this in the doghouse, man. The doghouse community has been talking about this. This fight was garbage. We've been saying this fight is garbage. We not saying Lamont is garbage. We saying that the fight is garbage. So I mean, it is what it is. He said, "Oh, about to get me started." I just think that Abdul Wahid really is letting the fans down in a major way. And I think that at some point us as the fans gotta remind him he worked for us. Sometimes when people get out of pocket, if any of us who had you know, a pet, a child, whatever the case may be, sometimes you gotta remind them, hey, get back in line. This is not you're not that guy. Salute to my man Prize. He said, I just think, man, we got to do a better job when Tank is getting up, getting ahead of himself. We got to roll that paper up and smack him back down because I think he's getting way too beside himself. You can't do what you want. You work for us, so shut up and you do what we tell you to do. If not, you're gonna cancel more fights because we're not gonna pay for you to beat up cab drivers. We're not gonna pay for that. Shout out to Lamont. I believe my man Lamont is from Temple Hill. He from PG County, so we got nothing but love for Lamont. And we were praying for him to beat Abdul Wahid. But I think it's great that Abdul Wahid got reminded that he works for the fans. And it's good to see him get back in his place because in my humble opinion, I feel like Abdul was out of pocket to even try to sell us a fight like this. This fight. What's going on, Prize? How you feeling, man?
What up, my brethren? I didn't know you was cooking today. I seen it and I was like, oh man, let me hop on here with
Yeah.
brother.
I think I'm just pretty much talking about Abdul Wahid and his count and it's just his arrogance showing us he
Mhm.
think he can do what he want to do. And I think the fans did a good job rolling that paper up and smacking him right in the head and letting him know you do what we tell you and shut up.
Mm.
And I think we got to be like that with more fighters. Fighters do not make their own fights unless your name is Canelo Alvarez and you that dude that can come to us with, we're gonna watch you no matter what. Hey, that's not the case for Abdul Wahid. It's not the case for a lot of guys. A lot of guys need to shut up and get back in place because guess what? More fans understand their buying power. And we're not
Mhm.
gonna keep buying these trash fights. And we not the usual casual, the usual hardcore fans. At least I'm not. I'm gonna buy the $8 pay-per-view. So
You say
if
that
I'm gonna
again?
buy,
You do what with the pay-per-view?
I said I'm not the usual hardcore fan. I'm not gonna steal the pay-per-view. I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna buy it. I remember when I bought
Yeah.
Dillian White versus Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. That was a good fight. I remember buying that fight for like $80.
It
So I'm gonna
wasn't a
pay for
good
my
fight.
guys. He said, I can't believe D Free got tanked #1 pound for pound. Well, D Free's a Puerto Rican, and I think
Shout out Bentley.
he don't always necessarily look at it the way we do. He kind of look at it. I don't know. D Free got a weird criteria about stuff, but that's my brother, man. So I couldn't tell you, man. He probably somewhere in the
I
bodega
don't
cooking right
I
now.
didn't remember D3 ever saying Tank was #1 pound for pound on his list. Did he just
No, he
drop a
did. I
list?
think he had him. I think he had him #1 or #2. He had him up there pretty high.
I
I
don't remember
mean,
Free having him up at one.
I don't know. I'm not gonna be technical. I'm not gonna be technical about it. I'll just say I don't even think he's on the list because he ain't fought nobody. And if you want to keep telling me the guys from the line service or the guys that lay the cement, at the school parking lots or put the asphalt down is good opponents, I'm not gonna go for that. I'm not going for that. He can beat up all the landscapers and gardeners he want, but I want to see him fight somebody, man. Give us some heat. Shout out to LL. He said it
He
best. Just
tried
give us
to
some heat.
BBO, but they didn't want to. The fights didn't come together. The Shakur. I like Just Do, and shout out to Just Do Boxing. I like his take on that. Come on, like keep it real. We all boxing fans. We knew that fight wasn't going down next. It ain't. It just that's just how it is. You know. But the Loma, he then ran him off into retirement. Nobody knows what he's doing. So he tried that. Like Lamont Roaches is like digging deep in the barrel just to stay active, and he got crucified for it. When Canelo can fight Jaime Munguia, when Canelo can fight Berlanga, it's okay.
Them is two
But
young dudes that can fight.
yeah, Lamont Roach is a young dude that can fight. So what's the deal? And then people criticize Tank and say, "Oh, he doesn't give blacks paydays." Well, this is the second brother in a row. that he wanted to give a payday to. An inner city kid. They got a little, I don't think it's a rival going on, but you got the Baltimore DC thing there. That's dope. And I don't see I mean, I get where everybody's frustration. That's why I'm in the middle and I'm 50-50 with this thing. Because I understand you people or you guys' frustration when he's like, oh, why are you picking Roach and he could have got this one, and I seen channels break down this fighter he could have fought and this one, and I was just like, yeah, I understand y'all frustration, but at the end of the day, don't you want to see the kid active? Instead of staying out of the ring, but PBC not looking too good with this one.
Um, shout out to PBC, man. I think that they are doing some things. We all know the word on the street was that our dear brother Al has some health issues. I don't know anything about it. I'll just say this, man, that praying for my brother. He still lives in Cleveland. Prayers up to my man Don. Praying for him and his son Carl and his daughter. You know, Don is about 93, 94 years old. He didn't have some health issues as well. I think really what's going on in
Shout
boxing,
out Big
man.
Don, man.
I think what's going on in boxing is, man, we got to be real, man. And my man Billy is absolutely right. Jaime Mugia is a monster, but
But
let's
a
be
monster
let's
at what?
at boxing. I mean, you don't
Oh,
watch,
come
you
on.
don't watch you don't
I
watch
do
his
watch
fight.
him. I watched him.
Who did he beat? How did he get that fight? Who did he beat up to get that fight?
Nobody.
That's not true. He beat the life out of Danny Jacobs. So I mean, I know you probably never heard of Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs, brother from Brooklyn.
Yeah, I
But
never heard of him.
yeah, I think that no matter how you slice it, Canelo is fighting some tough guys, and it's gonna age very, very well. Beating up Berlinga, beating up Mugia. These wins will age very, very well
Didn't
because
Mugia was like 40-0 and never even, I don't know.
well, I
Whatever.
don't know. I guess I never ever heard anybody call Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs a tomato can, but you. So
I never said that.
that's what you're saying. You
I
saying how he
never
get the
said
shot.
that.
I told you how he got the shot. You saying, oh, he don't deserve it. I mean,
Come on, bro. A
he
Canelo
beat the
fight?
he beat the fir-
How'd he jump Benavidez, bro?
Benavidez.
Yeah, how'd he
Who
jump
who
him?
who is he for?
Canelo's mandatory for the last 3 years. I didn't make that up. That's what the WBC said.
I put it like this. As my man Prize say, I think Prize should be investigated by the FBI for some of the takes he give us, man, because they're ridiculous, man. I think he should be investigated, man. I mean,
Hey man, I'm just looking at the double standards. Certain fighters can get away with fighting this guy, but I mean, then they crucify the kid about hydration clauses. I'm like, man, let's just enjoy this young man while he's changing his life around and trying to make the fights. Let's enjoy him while he's here instead of just, being so negative. But that's just me.
hold on. Let me get the world's smallest violin so we can play it for my brother Prize. And that's the thing. This thing you got to remember. Prize is a rich dude who was born, with rollies and APs and all that his whole life. So
Yeah, I
he don't
wish.
understand. He don't understand us poor folks, man. Who grew up with black and white TVs but no converter in them, or he don't know what it's like to have to get the pliers to turn the to turn the television. But some of us that had it hard, man, had it rough, man. You
What?
know, I just know, Prize will understand that. When you talk about guys like Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs, Deontay Wilder, these guys that came from nothing. You know what I mean?
Shout
It's
out
great.
Wilder.
It's great
Bomb
to see
squad
guys
for
like that
life.
win. He said this was fireworks. He said Fries go watch the last fight. I don't think Fries watch fights. If there's not a brother involved, um, if it's not a Negro involved, he's not gonna watch. That's just
That's
kind of how
crazy.
it is.
That's crazy.
You know, Price is that dude who gonna have a bucket of extra crispy and a couple grape sodas. That's the kind of dude he is.
Shout out to the extra crispy dark.
We about to order lunch. You guys want a bucket of extra crispy and a couple
You
of
like
grape
that part. You
sodas?
like that part in that movie, don't you? You just won't let it go. That was a funny part though.
Hey, I love that part.
Yeah, that was a good.
Uh,
I like the part when they bust up the guy's store. That was
but
my part.
salute to my man Ant McQueen, man.
Shout
Salute to
out
my
to
man
homie
Ant.
Ant.
And don't never
Ant
pull up.
Man.
He don't ever want to pull up on the black man when the black man's up here. But
That's crazy. He always up here.
I'll say this though. The thing that's so funny about boxing is I think that we really are seeing that, us not having a sanction, a overseeing body. It's really hurting us. And as much as I was against turkey sandwich taking over boxing, I hope that turkey sandwich can do it because I'm so tired of boxing abusing us fans and taking us for granted. Like we some $2 chicks down, like my man said on one of my favorite movies, Vampire in Brooklyn. Like we some $2 hoes, man. I hate the way they treat us in boxing. I really do. They treat fans like
Well, us
garbage.
as the fans.
Us as fans, they treat us
Yeah,
like garbage, man. It's just getting old.
yeah.
Um,
Well, fans are fighting back with all the piracy and all that going on. They not having it, bro. And
yeah,
only us hardcores is the ones staying true to the game. But we getting it's only so much that we can take. We're humans too.
yeah. And I think another thing we got to be honest with is this might be a blessing in disguise because we might see Abdul Wahid go to 140. And I think if Abdul goes to 140, I think that will show you how great he truly is. Because talent wise, unless you kind of like not watching, Abdul Wahid is a beautiful talent, great feet, great motion, great defense, can slip punches, but then he has the equalizer, which we all kind of do focus on. But I'm telling you guys, if he goes to 140, I think he'll do a great job. I think he'll probably clear out the division. Only difference is there is a guy up there who's a former unified two-time lineal champion that might give him a run for his money. But other than that, I don't really see anybody getting in Abdul Wahid's way at 140. What you think about Abdul at 140, brother?
I like him at 140. I think he can. I think that's where the best fights for him are at. Unless Turkey wants to try to figure out how to do some kind of catch weight with a new way. Because Tank is not that big of a guy. Everybody keeps telling you that.
Hmm.
Squeeze will tell you that. They all will tell you that. Those brothers will tell you he's not that big of a guy. And if you've seen him in person, he's not that big of a guy. Some of them 40 pounders are big dudes that need to be at welter, but I think he can beat all of them. I think he'll walk Matias into something, get him out of here, cook him easy. He can definitely who got the belts up there?
You
I
got
like I like
Parham,
I
is
like
it Parham?
Leo,
Parham.
yeah, Param. I like El Rayo. I know people criticize it. I don't want to see the El Rayo fight. I don't want to see the El Rayo fight. But El Rayo was doing his thing against Pitbull Cruz. Why not deserve, why not El Rayo? He got a belt,
Hmm.
and Tank can possibly become undisputed at 140 because I think he can beat everybody with the belts. You know what I mean? At
Yeah,
140. So, and like you said, his footwork, his defense, he does everything right, bro. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Very calculated, don't waste a lot of punches, and then he set traps, and then bam, that left hand coming. You don't see it, and you go to bed.
And I think if we being honest, I think ever since Abdul has accepted his new faith, I want to really give him credit, as my aunt Ree would say. I seen a real change in him, and I really have seen Abdul, the maturation process, him as a man. It's beautiful to see because we all know Tank as the ghetto hood rat from Baltimore who's screaming at the legendary Bernard Hopkins because Bernard Hopkins trying to keep him from falling off the stage. We seen him push Rolly Romero off the stage while they was weight cutting. So it's so many different things we can talk about, but the good thing is this. We seeing a real change in Abdul Wahid, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it's great for the sport. We seen him over there in Paris, up in the young guys. But it's a couple of questions I want to ask you, man.
Yes, it was, Bentley. Yes, it
What do you think
was.
about my man TC, man, my brother from North Philly, man, going up against William Zapata? I got TC, man. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. Zepeda gonna throw a lot of punches, man. I just want to know if Tevin um can keep him off,
Yeah,
slipping and moving, because he gonna be real slippery. But Tevin is a little older now, so I'm going for him to beat him though. I don't know if I can pick him over Zepeda. That's that. If you want me to be real to myself and to the homie, but I'm going for him though. I'm going for you, Tev. I'm pulling for you to win. But I just don't know. I just think Zapata might be overwhelming. If he can make a miss and tag him and get out of there, and you know what I mean, then Tevin can definitely win. But it's gonna be tough because I don't think he has the power to hurt Zapata either. But you never know. It's boxing. But shout out to the homie Tevin Farmer, man. I'm going for you, bro. I'm
yeah.
riding.
I'll put it like this, man. I'm definitely going with my heart. He said Tevin Farmer ain't winning. Let's keep it real. Hey Bentley,
Bentley brutal
that's
today.
that's why I said I'm going with my heart and not necessarily off what I know. I think that Tevin Farmer probably won't be able to handle that workload. We talking about a guy who throws at least 20 punches around, which is really a lot for 35. I mean, this ain't bantamweight. This ain't super bantam. This is 135-pound lightweight glamour division, and the man's throwing 120, averaging 120 punches around. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens. Either way it go.
What's that
Oh, you got a
noise,
little
bro?
background. I think that either way it go, it's going either way it go, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm excited about it. He said honesty is the best policy, my brother. It's just it's just my take. And I don't
It's
know.
all good.
I'm gonna ask you this, Puerto Rican Free. Do you think TC can win, or am I just going with my heart on
Who
this
the
one?
hell is TC?
Tevin Farmer. I mean
He
TF. My bad.
fighting.
TF. My bad. TF.
Yo, you talking about Tevin Farmer?
Yeah, I'm gonna say TF. I'm thinking about something else. That's why I said TC. I'm over here looking at Top Cat. That's why
Uh,
I said TC. My bad.
do I think he can win? I don't think he can win. Does he have think that he will win though? I
um,
think he his I think Williams Zapata is too young. Um, he's too hungry, and I think at this point, I think Tevin Farmer. I just don't think he has the hunger like Williams Zapata, and I could be wrong. I don't feel the hunger from Tevin Farmer because he's been pretty much irrelevant for some years now. So I don't know if he still got the hunger that he had when he wanted to fight Tank Davis.
yeah, and I'll say this. One thing I gotta say, when he wanted to fight Abdul Wahid, for a long time I said he ducked him. I talked to somebody that let me know that Tank offered him a $2 million purse to fight, and Tevin turned it down. So I didn't know that. This is right before he took the fight with Jojo Diaz. So I didn't realize that TC didn't want that Abdul Wahid smoke. So on my end, I want to say I apologize because I didn't know that Abdul had offered him a contract. So the thing that's so funny about Abdul Wahid is that you keep seeing his name come up. But you know something, you know a guy that I want to talk about more Puerto Rican Free and my man Prize is Kamel Moulton, bro. He look like he might be the truth. I don't know if you guys been keeping up with this kid, but Kamel Moulton is looking like he might be the truth. What you think about him, Prize?
I like Premier. I've been watching him for a minute on YouTube for a couple of years now, and he's ready to go. He still got some stuff to work on. He's still young, you know. And shout out to him because I think he's about to also. I think he's about to be on. I think he's on that list on to become on undisputed on the PlayStation and Xbox or whatever. So he's moving forward with marketing himself. He has a small fan base. A lot of us like him. A lot of us believe in him. He has dog in him. He come from that Mayweather gym. He's loyal to Floyd right now. You know they're gonna move him a certain way. So we'll have to wait and see what happens as we grow. But for right now, I'm riding.
Um,
I've
what you
been
think about
watching him
Kamel
too
Free?
long. I've been watching him too long not to
What you
ride.
think about Kamel Moulton Free?
I think he's pretty good. He still has a lot to work on. He's still very raw when it comes
Mhm.
to pro fights.
For sure.
Um, but I think if he's headed, I mean, if he his trainers and he has the right people in his corner, I think he'll be pretty good.
Yeah, the thing about him, I don't think people understand. The man is 18 years old and 125 days. So he's younger than Emiliano Vargas and he's younger than Abdullah Mason. And I'll tell you this, having Richard Schaefer and Floyd back together, it's a dangerous combination, man. People don't realize that Deontay Wilder, my man Adrian Broner all started with Golden Boy with Richard Schaefer. And shout out to I want to say I think his name was Juan Gonzalez, the VP for Golden Boy. one thing about Oscar, he might not be the smartest. And everybody get on him about the lipstick and lace, but he know how to have some great people around him. What do you guys think? Do you think that Richard Schaefer behind the scenes with Floyd is really gonna push my guy Camille Bolton to the next level? What you guys think?
I rock with Richard Schaefer. He always was around back in them HBO days with Floyd and Al Heyman and all them, and he knows what he's doing. So maybe they could take Mayweather promotion to the next level. And make some fights. Because Floyd really wanted to. He really focused, bro. He could have owned boxing, bro. He could have been like the Turkey Island Sheik of boxing. Floyd could have did it, but he didn't. He chose to be so selfish and be in his ways, and he won't let go and elevate to the next level. Okay, I'm 50 and no. All right, I did it. I don't need to do no exhibition. I would focus on promoting. But I'm gonna take over boxing. I'm gonna have everybody want to sign with Mayweather. Then you can make a bunch of in-house fights like the Charlos. That could have been him and Al Heyman, and he could have been the face of it. And Al Heyman could have been behind the scenes, like he always is. And Floyd could have just been out there doing, saying, "We got Charlo, we got Wilder, Bomb Squad." He didn't do it right. If I was
Mhm.
Floyd, I would have ran boxing, and there would have been funding because Floyd Mayweather has the funding, and he would have got funding from other investors to believe in him and sell you boxing. Floyd would have. If Floyd if he wanted to, he could have like really owned boxing, bro. Mayweather, because he would have had all the young brothers. He could have, rounded them all up. Earl, the Charlos, Wilder, that the squad back in the day on Showtime and HBO and all that. You know what I mean? You could have rounded all them boys up, did some fights with Oscar with some Mexicans. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Did some fights with Bob Arum. Don't be so stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Just did some and Mayweather Promotions could have actually been probably the greatest promotional company that we ever seen, but Floyd chose to do things his way.
I think
Think about that for a minute, bro.
you making a great point. I think the thing I will say about Floyd is it's tough to let it go when um, and you know how I get, man. I'm gonna be more on the spiritual end when I talk about this. I think that Floyd has probably been with a lot of women, like a lot of us have, unfortunately. And I think a lot of that negative energy. I don't know if anybody believes like in soul ties and stuff like that, tethers. I feel like a lot of the wrong women have been in Floyd's life, and I think that really affected his judgment at times. And I think he wasn't always in his right mind. And I'm telling you, I think that Floyd is a genius. There's a famous line by Jay-Z on a song called Unalive Jay-Z, and he says, "You made Hove, make another Hove." And it's looking like Floyd Mayweather has just made another Devontae Davis. So and I've been telling you guys Abdul Wahid is not that guy. I've been screaming that he's not that guy because he's just nothing more than another guy that Floyd found and made somebody.
But Floyd
Uh,
didn't even find him. AB found him
but no, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, yeah, AB found him,
and
raw
brought him to
with
Floyd.
5, 6 fights. I'm saying the fact that Floyd found him and made him a superstar is what I'm saying. Because I know people don't want to give Floyd his flowers, but you would not know Abdul Wahid the way you know him in the capacity you know him without Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. That's not even an opinion. That's a fact. That's a fact. As my man Puerto Rican Freestyle at the time, that's a fact. um, but Kamel Moulton is, I mean, look at his first 6 fights. You can't compare Tank's first 6 fights to Kamel Moulton's first 6 fights. Kamel Moulton is really fighting live dogs already. Don't get me wrong. He's going, I'm sure, going to be on a tomato can diet soon. But they putting him in there with some decent guys. He's not just in there with anybody. So I want to say that, keep your eyes open. I think Emiliano Vargas, and I think that Kamel Moulton are the future of boxing. What you think about this, Free? You been local. I know you're getting yourself set up. What you think about all this with Kamel
Um,
Moulton?
I don't know what you watch from Moulton
Mm.
first 6 fights compared to Tank's first 6 fights, but it's pretty much the same thing. They was in there with guys who they were supposed to beat up. They neither one of them been in there with no world beaters. They was in there with guys they were supposed to beat up. Um, the thing is, um, I don't think Floyd is a genius. I think the people that Floyd has around him are genius. Floyd put people. I mean, Floyd hired people to handle the business because Floyd is not a real good businessman himself. The people that he hired to handle his business are real good businessmen. So he's smart by doing that because he's not the book smart. He knows about the business, but he doesn't know how to run the business. So that's why he has people in place to do it. And that's not no knock on Floyd because that's what good good bosses do. You delegate people to handle certain things that you're not able to handle. So it's like I said, there's no knock on Floyd, but I wouldn't say he's a genius. I just think he has the right people in the right places.
And I get what you're saying. That's 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 a that's a decent position, but when I think about Floyd, I mean, you got to remember he's the one that brought Al Heyman to boxing. He's the one that made the partnership with Juan Gonzalez and Richard Schaefer and Oscar De La Hoya and did 15 fights with Golden Boy. This was all his initiation. He's the one that paid 750,000 to get out of his contract with Top Rank. So to say he's not a genius, I think that's kind of a stretch because he's made some genius moves, man. And if you move like a genius, man, I got to give you credit, man. I got to give you your flowers on that end. But I'll ask you guys this: so we in Clemel Moton is the future. Do you guys think that we're going to see Floyd stand behind Camille the same way he did against Abdul?
Um, I don't know because right now you don't really see it. You don't see the way that Floyd was behind Tank Davis. You don't really see that with Moulton like that. He did it at certain times with Moulton, but when Tank Davis first started to become a star, you always saw Floyd. See, Floyd right now he's so busy on trying to still relive his career as a exhibition fighter. So I don't know if um if he's going to handle Moulton the same way he handled Tank. Um, I don't know if Moulton's going to be a star like Tank Davis was because the one thing that made Tank Davis as a star is the fact that he knocked everybody out. Moulton don't have that type of power to knock everybody out. He has power to be able to. I mean, he has the skills to be able to wear his opponent down and probably get a technical knockout or have the corner throw the towel in. But he doesn't have that one punch knockout power like Tank Davis had that made people want to see Tank Davis fight because he was knocking everybody out.
Um, Let me ask you this, Price. You Google what weight class is Camille Moulton at? You
I,
there, Price?
yeah, I think he's at I think he's at 126. Is it?
I don't know. Can somebody Google it real quick?
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. I
Um,
believe he's at 126 though.
Yeah, I think he is at 126. I think this last fight he came in a little heavy. I think he came in close to 130. But I think he is at 126 though.
um,
Super featherweight. No, hold on.
Yeah, featherweight is 126.
Yeah.
okay. Then he should be fighting Shushu then at some point. I would say. What you guys think about that? Him and Shushu.
He's 130 pounds.
Okay.
130 pound. That's super feather.
Yeah, he's a super featherweight.
Yeah.
So between 26 and 30, featherweight, super featherweight. So we'll just call him a featherweight. I think he'll be fine. He get some fights in him, work on his defense. He can take a punch because I seen him get cracked real good by one of his opponents, but he ended up taking it really well. But he gonna have to tighten that up because he ain't gonna have a long career getting hit like that. But other than that, I think he got the dog in him though. You know what I mean? I think he got something to prove.
Nah, To answer your question, BVO, no, he should absolutely not get in there with no shoo shoo. Shoo shoo will hurt that man, that boy
Oh,
bad.
what? Right now? I ain't hear the question. No, you don't want to do that now. No, the kid is
He
only
he will hurt. Shoo shoo will hurt Moulton bad. Moulton is not ready for no shoo shoo right now.
no.
I'm just going off the talent, but he looks like he's the good. So that's what I'm going
Yeah,
by.
yeah, he got talent, but you can have talent and not be ready. We see a lot of that's like Abdullah Mason. He got talent, but he ain't ready for no Tank Davis. They're
Yeah.
going they're going Emilio Vargas. He got talent, but he ain't ready for no Tank Davis. They
No.
they got talent, they just not ready. Like
Yeah.
it's certain fighters that they are ready for, and there's certain fighters that they're not ready for. Well, I should say certain levels that they are ready for, or certain levels they are not ready for. Right now, Moulton is still trying to get his feet wet. Shushu is at that level where he's a contender now. You got to work your way up to become a contender. He's not at that level to be considered a contender. He hasn't even fought nobody to show that he's ready for to be a contender yet. So no, he's not ready for a guy like Shushu.
Well, I like Shushu, but I can't think of who he's fought that made him a contender. Who did he fight?
Shushu worked his way up to become a contender. He
But I'm
worked his
saying
way.
who was he fought?
Well, you will have to know the guys that's at 126 in order for me to tell you. Because if I read off
I know the
some,
guys at
no,
126.
you know the champions. If I read off
I
guys
know
that
free. I
if I
do
read
this,
off,
man.
listen what I'm saying. If I read off the people that's on his resume, I guarantee you probably don't know none of them.
Mm.
I know a few guys at 126, but
Yeah,
I'm a,
you
I'm
know
a
the champions. What guys beside the champions do you know at 126?
Brandon Figueroa is at 126. Stephen Cool Boy Fulton is at 126.
Cool Boy's not at 126 yet. Oh
He
no,
said,
I'm sorry. He
yeah,
is.
he's at
He
126.
just moved up there.
So Cool Boy's at 126. What's my one guy's name? Rubisi. Um,
Former champion,
he
just lost his belt.
I
And
like
and
how you
and,
do
and, the,
that.
and the two guys you name are guys that came from 122.
Um,
Of course, Shushu wouldn't have fought neither one of those guys because when Shushu was working his way up, they wasn't at 126.
what do you say? Sushu was ranked 10. Nick Ball, yeah, Nick Ball is good. Angelo Leo is good. Angelo Leo, man, only thing about him, he has no defense. I mean,
I
none. Zero. I've never, that's the rock'em sock'em type of dude, Angelo Leo. I mean, he going in
thought
there
you liked
just
them kind
throwing.
of guys.
I don't want to see a dude just throwing reckless with reckless abandon. I mean, he closed his eye and just started throwing. I don't know if you seen Angelo Leo fight, but he's because I've been getting more into it. Shout out to uh shout out to my homie Marky Dan. He put me on some fighters to watch because I'm trying to continue to grow my boxing knowledge. Because as you guys see, we're getting real close. We just hit 1.8 million views. It'll be 2 years, October 6th. So I'm just thanking God for that blessing as well. Um, Appreciate everybody supporting us. We really grown as a channel. And the cool thing about it is, we probably the only black owned channel on YouTube. There's a lot of channels out there, but not many black owned channels where you got a couple black guys and the Puerto Rican. We doing our thing. But I ask you guys this: do you guys think that Raymond Ford would be a good fight for Camille Moulton?
Absolutely not. He's too big.
Yeah.
He went to 130, I believe. He came from 126 to 130.
I think Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford is. I think he's at. Is he at
No, he's at
130?
130. He moved to 130. He was at 126. After he lost to Nick Ball, he said he
No,
couldn't take
but
him.
he's not a good fight for you. You putting him in there with guys who's on the verge of either they on the verge of being contenders or they are contenders. Raymond Ford, I think he might be considered a contender as well. You asking him to get in there with guys that's contenders. He's not ready. He only had what 3 fights, maybe 4.
He has 8 fights. But I don't know. I see something special in him, man. I feel like
Yeah, you gonna see something special crumble. You put him in there with the wrong opponent. You saw what happened to daggone Big Baby.
They put him in there with the wrong opponent, and
Well, who?
Big Baby Anderson. You ain't heard
Oh
nothing
yeah,
from
that's
him
right.
since then. You haven't heard Big Baby name since then.
I did hear he's coming back. But the fact is this: for him to get $5 million a fight, was it Bacoli? I believe was his name. The brother's name Bacoli. You can't fight a
Mark
big black dude.
McCody.
Yeah, you can't fight a big black dude like that. He was
Macaulay
hungry.
is a stack, yeah.
I mean, he was out there looking like George
I was
Foreman.
about to say he was out there hitting like the old Foreman.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to put
Yo,
him in
that
the
short
cross guard.
uppercut that he hit him with that snapped his neck. I thought he almost unalived that boy, man.
And you know what's so funny? I like that Uncle Bob, shout out to Bob Arum. Uh, my man Manny Pacquiao said, my man Bob Arum. I like shout out to Bob Arum for telling Big Baby Anderson, we're gonna bring you back, son, and we're gonna make sure you get an opportunity to fight again. But I gotta bring this up. We probably gonna talk about it again tomorrow. But what do you guys think about the young legend himself, the monster, the real Mexican monster, Virgil Ortiz, finally getting Jerron's scary boots Ennis into the ring? They possibly get them in the ring. Are you guys excited about the possibility of Boots finally getting a chance to really fight somebody to show how good he really is? What you guys think what that fight's gonna be like?
I like Boots in that fight, but we'll see. Um, it's gonna be a tough fight, but Virgil Ortiz, I don't know. I think Boots would have too much for him though. For me, I think he's gonna be too quick, too sharp. He gonna and Ortiz ain't gonna be ready for nothing like that. He
Yeah,
needs some rounds in it. He don't got no rounds, you know.
yeah. I think it's a good fight because those are contemporaries with each other. So it's a good fight for them for those fights to be made because a lot of people wanted to see them two in the ring. But what I saw from Ortiz his last fight,
Oh yeah,
he
that
ain't
was
he ain't he ain't ready for no boots. He
he
ain't
looked
ready for no
bad his
boots.
last fight. He looked bad. I think him and David Morrell both lost their last fights. So I know a lot of people kind of counting them out, but
No, I don't know what fight you watched, but David Morrell ain't doing this fight. I
Right.
don't know what fight you watched.
hey, listen, free. We giving our opinions on here, man. So I'm telling you my
And
opinion. A
I
lot of
and, I,
people
and
agree
I'm
with me.
giving you my opinion. I don't know
A
what
lot of
fight
people,
you
a lot of
watched,
people,
but he
a
didn't
lot of
he didn't
people,
win, he didn't lose that fight.
a lot of people would agree with me on that. But I'll say this: I really think that when it comes to Virgil Ortiz, he's really just one big fight away from being a star. He wanted to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence ducked him, whatever the case was. But I think Virgil's gonna get in there and beat the Philly cheesesteak out of this brother. He said Ortiz won't get a chance of Eddie's does his job.
Oh,
Um, I think if that's the case, I think what you're saying is a travesty, Big Dre, and I think people that think like you are cancerous to boxing. Because I think you guys are not realizing that's the whole point of the sport. Who's the best? The best fight the best. That's just me. That's just me, Kareem Akbar talking. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's all about. The best fighting the best. What would you guys say on that?
I mean, and the best fight, the best is what we want to see in the sport of boxing, but um, sometimes it doesn't pan out to what we believe is going to be. Sometimes it's a one-sided fight, and I don't think Ortiz going to have anything for Boots. Like the only thing that Ortiz does is pressure his opponent, but he has slow feet. He doesn't have real good defense, and if Boots keep giving him angles and keep him on the outside, there's
Mhm.
nothing Ortiz can do. Like the guy that Ortiz fought his last fight, you believe he's a better fighter than Boots? Probably not. Most people would probably say no, he's not a better fighter than Boots. So there's not anything really that Ortiz possessed that you saw that would give Boots a problem because the person that's going to be trying we know that Boots can fight on the outside. The problem is we know Boots can fight on the inside as well. We don't know Ortiz can fight on the outside. We've seen Ortiz in his last fight. He doesn't fight well on the outside. He only fights well coming forward. He can't fight well on going backwards.
I would say Puerto Rican Free has a point to an extent, but I think the thing we got to remember, I think um I think Boots Ennis is going to run like it's a marathon because I don't think he has enough intestinal fortitude to step to a monster like Virgil Ortiz. I think Virgil's going to test him as a man and make him step two. And I don't know if Boots Ennis, who's fought nothing but you know Amazon drivers and cab drivers his whole career, will be able to handle a guy who's going to step two, man. As my man said, the best on the wire, man. Step up or step off. I got customers backing up. And I think that customers going to be backing up because I think that I don't think Boots really had a nuts to step to a guy like Virgil because Virgil can hurt you. He can really hurt you. I mean, he's not no bum. A lot of people thought he could beat Terrence Crawford at one time, but we'll see. If Boots has a goal and Ortiz is not really a part of that goal at this time, Virgil can't go the distance. He gasses out. Boots will drag him to the late rounds and destroy him. He said, "Listen, I've never seen Ortiz duck anyone. Yet he's still trying to be like Oscar." Um, I'm gonna tell you this:
I seen Ortiz
Oscar never
duck.
ducked anybody, so to say that is
I
ridiculous.
seen I seen Ortiz duck
Virgil Ortiz, who has he ever ducked?
when he said he need 4 years before he could fight Jerome Boots Ennis.
Yeah, that
Here we
was
go.
crazy. His daddy
Here we
said that.
go. D free with the propaganda.
Hey,
That's what
that's
they
no
said.
propaganda. That's what they said.
That's what they said.
That's a fact. That's what they said.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not no propaganda. You can go look it up. They said they need 48 months. If you don't know what 48 months is, it's 4 years.
All right, but I think the funny thing about it is when we do see this fight, I think we're gonna really see Boots Ennis' face open up. And I think it's gonna scare a lot of people because it's gonna be very similar, very eerily similar to how it was when and I'm still team man down. But the way we seen Errol get beat, a case of the beats when he fought a guy like Terrence Crawford, I think that I really believe that Virgil Ortiz is going to open Boots' face up, and it's going to be a nasty fight. I really do. Because I've been hearing we hear sparring wars. I heard that Boots hit somebody in the nuts if they beating him. So I mean, we know how he get down. So he kind of a dirty fighter. So I don't know. Either way it go, I think it'll be a good fight. But I ask you guys this: who's your winner in that if they do fight at 54? Who's you guys winner? Who would y'all predict to win?
I got Boots by stoppage.
Yeah.
And what round, brother Free?
Huh?
In what round?
Whatever time that his corner decide he had enough. I think the corner is going to stop it. I don't think it's going to. I think Virgil is going to continue trying to fight, but I think his corner going to say, you know what, you had enough. You're getting beat up. We're going to stop this fight. They're going to do similar to what they did to Tim Tszyu. I need to see something from you. If I don't see nothing from you, I'm stopping this fight.
Yeah. What you think about this, brother Price?
Yeah, I mean, I see Virgil getting stopped late, I think that the corner yeah, I think he's gonna get Virgil out of there. Virgil gas, he don't got that many rounds. So I mean, I feel like Jorana just be too quick for him, man. And I think he just be too quick for the kid. That's all.
Jorana Ennis?
Yeah.
Wow.
I see him making a miss, and then I see it being bad for Virgil late, like 10, 11. And I think he'll be cooked.
My man Billy said, dog, I'm not a Boots fan, but I got Boots beating Virgil badly.
Right.
See, that's what happened, Billy. I forgot you a Spanish cat. You didn't heard D Free up here so much. You didn't kind of jump the fence, I see.
Yeah, whatever. He know when he hear logic. That's what it is.
My man Zane, man. Welcome to
And that's
BBO Boxing. Appreciate you showing up, man. I never seen you in the
and
chat.
that's another thing too.
Hold up, Free.
That's another thing.
Hold up, Free.
Welcome to the chat, Zane, man. Appreciate you stopping by, man. We just get on here, man. We a bunch of brothers that just talk some boxing. I'm unbiased. My man Prize is a little unbiased, and same thing with my man Puerto Rican Free. He's unbiased as well. So it's a good place to come learn some boxing. You want to hear the real facts, BBO give you the real facts. You know, me being the original man sent by God, I try to give you the real facts. He said, I'm not even Spanish, bro. Oh, my bad. He
Yeah.
said, I don't even matter what nationality I am. But what I'm saying in general is this. I think that Boots really is a talented fighter. I think that'll be a firework fight, him and Jerron Ennis. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely want to see it. Either way it goes, win, lose, or draw. I want to see him, as my man Shelton say, put his butt in there. Let's see what he can do. Um, Salute to my man Bentley. I just think that Boots. I put it like this. I just want to see what Boots can do. I know he's talented. We seen it. We seen the way he beat what was that Spanish kid that beat Speedy Rashidi?
Villa. Villa.
Villa. I mean, he beat Villa to death, and that was just
Similar to Virgil.
that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight to watch. My man said similar to Virgil. I don't know if Villa is as good as Virgil, but I could see.
No, I ain't saying Villa as good as Virgil. I'm thinking that I'm saying they have a similar
Oh yeah,
style.
that come forward style
Yeah,
with the
they have a
head
similar
down. Yeah,
style.
yeah.
But another thing that makes me pick Boots, and I think Boots would probably end up stopping them, is Virgil has a gas tank problem, and I saw that in his last fight. He has a gas tank problem.
Mm-hmm.
He when he gets past round 6, he's not as strong as he was in the first 5 rounds. I mean, the first 6 rounds. And also when he get past 6, he doesn't have the activity that he had in the first 6 rounds. So he has a gas tank problem. Now we've seen Boots fight the distance a couple of times, and he doesn't lose the energy and the power that he has in the earlier rounds.
He said Virgil hasn't even been out the test in the last rounds. You know what I will say, Billy, you and Puerto Rican Free are making a great point because I really haven't seen Virgil tested. I just seen him, you know, because him and Booth honestly both kind of for a lot of guys coming up to build their resumes. But I think that Virgil just he really got to work on that tank, that gas tank, because he got like a Caleb Plant type of gas tank. After round 5 and 6, I would agree with Free. He does look like he got the check engine. Like I don't know if anybody ever played 2K. He
Mm-hmm.
went around with the Gatorade bottle by him every time. Virgil get past that 6th round, you see that Gatorade bottle next to him. He need to go sit down somewhere.
That's
But
crazy.
I definitely am excited to see what happens, man. But I'm gonna ask you guys this before we get out of here. What would you guys say is the fight that you want to see in 2025?
Mm. I like to see Tank in there with Devin or Shakur.
Those are good fights. Those are good fights. I definitely want to see. People might not agree with this, but I want to see Laura versus Jennebeck.
Mm.
And I don't know, Benny. I don't know if you've seen Jennebeck, but I feel like Jennebeck is ducking Laura. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like Londi Laura is the best at 160. I feel like the way he's stopping folks. I mean, he beating people to death. I mean, he beating the ears off of people, man. Anytime you see somebody beat the sleeves off somebody, they look it up. They ain't got no sleeves. I just think that I feel like Landis Lottie Lara is really on another level. What you think about a fight between Jenna Beck and Laura Puerto Rican Freak? What you think about that?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said, what you think about a fight between Laura and Jenna Beck?
I think it's a good fight. They could unify the belts at 160. Um, I don't know if Jenna Beck wins that fight though. I mean, from what I've been seeing from Laura lately, um, not a lot of guys is able to take the power that Laura has. Laura's learned at a later age how to sit down on his punches once he realized his he doesn't have the athleticism that he had in his younger years. He learned how to sit down on his punches, and I don't know if Jenna Beck can take it. I don't know if Jenna Beck ever been tested with somebody that has the power and the hand speed that Laura has, and the lift that Laura has. Laura is a tall guy for 160. He's taller than most of the guys that's at that weight class.
He's about what 5'10", ain't he?
Huh?
Ain't he about 5'10", something like
No,
that?
I think Laura's like 6 foot.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought he was like I thought he, well he's around that.
Yeah.
But I say this, I think, and this is crazy to say this. I can't remember offhand. I have to double check, but I remember when Laura fought Paul Williams. So he's been at this game a long, long time. I don't know if anybody remembers the good fight of Paul Williams. That you know, I
Here's
just
Lonnie
think,
Lawrence, 5'9".
okay, yeah,
Oh
he
dang, he that short? I thought he was taller than that. Or
Yeah.
maybe Danny just does that short.
Danny's little.
He looked much
Danny's
taller than
not that
Danny.
big. I was when I met Danny, I was like kind of taller than
Yeah,
Danny.
because he looked much taller than Danny. He made Danny look small.
Yeah, I think Danny might be about 5'6", like AB. I think he might be about 5'6",
I
five
thought I
five.
thought Dan, I thought Danny was like around 5'8", 5'9". I didn't know Danny was that small.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was kind of shocked that Denny went to 160. That was kind of a shocker, but and then to see him quit like a coward in the corner, that broke my heart, man. That broke my heart, man. Shoot to my brother Piro. That broke my heart though.
That was his daddy stopped the fight.
Yeah, but he wanted the fight to stop, man. He wanted the fight to
Yeah, he
stop.
ain't want no more. He wanted out.
He did one of those Sean Porter moments. He looked over at his corner when he got hit. Because if you go back and look at that last knockdown that the only knockdown that Danny went down, Laura didn't land the daggone punch. You go back and slow that fight down. Laura didn't land the punch. Danny felt the wind from that. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and take a knee right here. Let me go ahead and take a knee.
He said he felt the win.
Yeah, he felt the wind from that. And Laura didn't even land the punch because I was like, I'm sitting there looking. I was like, damn, it was kind of like a delay. And then I went. They showed the replay. I'm like, hold up, Laura didn't even land the punch. Danny got nervous. He's like, you know what? I had enough. I'm not letting this man punch on me no more.
I think too. I think people don't like to bring this up, but Danny has some mental issues, some serious mental issues, and one thing people kind of laugh about this, but man, when you don't really have like a spiritual base in God, man, you really can get lost out here, man. And I feel like when Danny Garcia went through that thing where I think he lost a baby with his wife and he ended up getting beat to a pulp by Errol Spence. I think it really took a lot out of him because I think, and this is my personal opinion, I thought he beat Keith Thurman. I don't know. What did you guys think? Just kind of quick on that. You guys think he beat Keith Thurman, or was that a
Nah, I gave Keith Thurman that fight, but it
Yeah,
was close though.
because
yeah,
he won by 1 point? Keith Thurman won by 1 point.
yeah.
So
I think Keith
Yeah,
Thurman. I think
Zane
Keith
Law
Thurman.
is no joke, dog.
Yeah, I think Keith Thurman won that fight. I think the Sean Porter Keith Thurman fight was much closer.
Yeah,
I think that fight was much closer. That fight could have went either way. But
I
I
thought
think
Keith won that too because he rocked Sean Porter
I
real good
thought
in
Keith
there.
beat him to death after the later rounds. He
it
really
it, it could
started
have
boxing.
it could have. I mean, it was close. It could have went either way. Because Sean Porter had a lot of success in those earlier rounds
Yeah, he
with
did,
Keith Thurman.
especially that
Um,
body shot.
yeah, but that the Danny Garcia, I think Keith won that by at the minimum 2 rounds. I think he won that by at the minimum 2 rounds.
Yeah, that I could see that. I would love to see Beterbiev versus Benavidez, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think we'll ever see it. Beterbiev is 145 years old. I don't see him, fighting a young guy like David Benavidez who's 27 years old. I mean, if I'm 176 years old, I'm not gonna fight a guy like him.
I don't know that to be true. The reason why I say that fight won't happen is because Arthur said that he wants to go to cruiserweight and fight Ja Obata. He said he wants to go up there and fight him. So I don't know if because of David Benavidez's age, the reason why he wouldn't fight him, because Ja Obata is roughly the same age David Benavidez is.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I just think that David is fresh, and we know that Arthur Beterbiev, King Arthur, had a lot of injuries, a lot of ligament injuries at that. So I don't know how much time he's got left. I think very much. So I personally don't see where they'll make the time for a fight like that. But I would love to see it though. I definitely would love to see it.
Yeah, I mean that fight. I think that fight only happens is if David becomes his mandatory because it's really it's really nothing in it for Arthur because he's already undisputed. So it's really nothing in it for him. That then usually when they win undisputed, their next goal is to conquer the next weight class. Is not to stay at the weight class. So I think the only way that that fight will happen is if they make David the mandatory and Arthur decide to go ahead and honor the mandatory.
Yeah, because David won the WBC interim title in his last fight, so he is direct mandatory for the winner of that fight. So I don't
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
if we'll get that fight because I know that David Morrell also the WBA interim champion at 175. So I think it's gonna be good to see them two get in the ring, cancel that out, and hopefully they get the belts because we know once Baturbiev go to cruiserweight, the belt's gonna be back scattered again, which kind of sucks, man. It's like they like Dragon Balls. 1 minute they all together and they all fall apart. So I kind of hate that. Um, he
No,
said,
I mean that's the way it should happen. I mean it should get scattered back out. That way you know who's the best at the division because now they gotta fight each other to become undisputed once again. Because if you just give it to the person who was the mandatory next and he never fought the actual undisputed champion, then he didn't earn it. He was just awarded the undisputed championship. So I think is well actually to be honest, that's the way it has to be because the only way you could become undisputed is somebody hold all of the belts or you fight for each one of those belts because when you become the mandatory, you are mandatory to a single belt. Yeah, the other belts are on the line because he holds them, but you're the mandatory to a single belt. So if he decides to just drop that one belt, you will only be awarded that one belt. You won't be awarded the other three belts.
"Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I thought they got them all when they put as long as they paid the fees." But I'll say this: my man Zane said, Danny Garcia all hard. He just need that. I think Danny had the killer instinct. I think Danny just ran into guys who were better than him, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Errol. We look at Errol now. Marky Dan call him One Eyed Willie, but at one time, Errol Spence was a monster, man. He was looking like a baby Marvin Hagler, man, the black Mexican coming forward, collecting eyes and beating people up, but still a lot going on. But you guys got anything before we get out of here?
No, I was just gonna comment on what Bentley said. He said David don't have power um Bivol. I don't know if that's true or not because I don't recall Bivol knocking anybody out cold. He usually get a stoppage the same way David Benavidez usually do. David Benavidez usually get his stoppage by accumulation of punches. So I don't know if he doesn't have more power than Bivol because Bivol is not known as a big puncher.
Yeah, that's a good point. He said, uh, but Benavidez can take a punch and keep going. I don't think he'll fight Beterbiev. I don't think he'd be able to take Beterbiev's punches like that. I'll tell you that. But David's very much improved. His last fight against what was left of Demetrius Andrade showed me a lot. I mean, he really gave Demetrius Andrade the business. I didn't see that coming.
I did.
I didn't think Demetrius will quit like that. I mean, I thought that David Benavidez would beat him up, but I didn't think that he would quit.
Yeah,
I,
he
I
straight up
never I
quit.
never saw that coming. That man literally said, "Nah, stop the
I'm
fight."
good. I'm good.
I didn't see that coming. I thought David Benavidez would beat him up and win the fight, but because I saw how he looked in his last fight at 168 when he
Yeah,
fought Damon Milkerson, he didn't look that
he looked
impressive.
bad. He looked
And
bad.
then and then you were stepping right in there with David Benavidez. I was like, yeah, Demetrius gonna get beat up, but I didn't think that he would quit. I didn't think that would happen.
You know the
That's
thing
my
that
only thing.
you
I
know
ain't
the
think he
thing
would
that
quit.
shut. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead,
No,
Fry.
no, I was just saying I ain't think he would quit either.
I was saying, and the thing that shocked me though, Free, was how much David's defense had improved. His defense was a lot better in
Yeah,
that fight. He
yeah.
wasn't taking no punches like he usually does. So I give him that.
Yeah, he did. He did work on his defense for that fight, and I think he knew he had to because he knew what he had in Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. He knew that Demetrius
Hero,
was
brutal.
he knew that he was a boxer and he could hit you from different angles. So I think what the fight that he had with Caleb Plant, it kind of let him know, hey, I got to learn how to move my head and not keep my head on the line. Now he still does it at times. He hasn't fully got away from it, but he
Yeah,
got a lot better at it.
yeah. His the thing that shocked me the most, free, is that usually guys that aggressive that fight on the front foot don't work on their defense. I actually seen David slipping shots. That was something different. I had never seen him do. So I mean, he just overall as a fighter has improved. So it's great to see. It's great to see. And I just wanted to, give him his flowers on that. Salute to Melon Queen. Happy birthday to Melon
Happy
Queen.
birthday, Melanie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I would, hey, if I could sing, sir, I would sing like my man Keith Sweat, but I can't sing. So I would sing, but salute to Shara, man. Happy birthday. I think she turned 26 or 27, something like that. So salute to you on that. We all know Black Don't Crack. He said if I had to put money on that fight, hypothetical fight, David and Baturiev, I'm betting the wheels on Baturiev. Baturiev is good. I just think people forgetting he's old, man. He's old, bro. He's like LeBron's age, but after LeBron, as LeBron coming off a triple double, I don't know. I'll tell you this, man.
Hey,
I,
he
are they
ain't
drug testing Baturiev? I think he might be juicing because
the
he's
the
old.
the thing is, okay,
Great.
you say he's old, but I
Yeah.
never heard you say that about Laura. Laura's older, and Laura seemed to learn how to sit down on his punches. He's knocking out everybody now.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
But
stopping people. It's a
And
little,
Laura
yeah, I guess
never
that's
was
true.
knocking nobody out.
yeah, Laura wasn't known to be a knockout artist in his younger years. He was a boxer. He was a boxer puncher, but he was more so known for his boxing ability. Now they people know Laura as a knockout artist. They like, man, if you ask somebody who just started watching Laura in the
Yeah.
last couple of years, they would say Laura's a knockout artist when he wasn't always like that. And he's older than Arthur. I think
Let me
Laura.
ask you this, Free. Do you remember he was socking Canelo, man? He was hitting that grin and chin,
No,
and I thought he was gonna crack him.
yeah, he was a boxer puncher, but he
Yeah.
wasn't known as a knockout artist. He was a boxer puncher. He just wasn't known as a knockout artist.
Um. Malik Wing said, "Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it. I've never been ashamed of my age. 49 years and blessed. That's a beautiful thing.
And
So
she a couple of months older than me because I be 49 in January.
yeah. So that means she part of the Lauren Winslow Club, Maxine Club. Shout out to all the '90s ladies out there. But I'm gonna ask you guys this real quick before we get out of here. This is a very, very important question. Who you guys got, Apollonia or Vanity?
Man, I was just watching something on Prince today. They were talking about Prince and all his ex girlfriends. Um, I don't. I mean, both of them was very, very pretty women. They was both
Yeah.
very pretty women. Um, it all depends on me personally because they were both very pretty. It would go down to who had the better personality.
Mhm.
Right.
When you dealing with beautiful women, it comes down to who has the better personality, who's more mentally stable. That's what I look at because like people say, beauty's only skin deep. So when you're dealing with two individuals who's very pretty, you gotta start nitpicking. You gotta start looking for other things because they're both beautiful women. So it comes down to the personality and who's mentally stable.
Before you answer, Prize, I want to tell you guys something. We about to hit 3,100 subscribers, man. Shout out to my brick brother Fanan for showing me some game on this. Definitely shout out to Fanan. Shout out to my man. What does KQ call himself? The sing? Is he the singing OG?
He's a
That
singing OG.
shout out to my man KK. Dang, I always mess his name up. But shout out to my man, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
KQKC.
Shout out to my man KQKC, man. He been mentoring me, man. Shout out to my man Hardcore. We got some brothers who've been mentoring your boy BVO, and I think we seeing some great results, man. Shout out to my partner in crime, Puerto Rican Free, and definitely, man, I'll be remiss if I don't say
This
shout out to
nigga
my
Case
man
Avoid.
Prize.
Case Avoid, how you gonna call somebody some old bastards when you older than everybody?
But Case Avoid had to clean the pig farm out this week, so he been upset. He had to clean that pig pen out this week, so he upset. But what you think on that Prize? What would you say? Who you got?
um,
Apollonia or Vanity? I got Vanity. If anybody want, I got
yeah,
Vanity.
I like Vanity, man. I don't know. I like that. I like Apollonia too, though. But
You gotta
Vanity
pick
for me.
one, bro.
I said Vanity. Vanity for me. That's the first thing I said. Vanity, man. I like Vanity. But I like her too, Apollonia, but I'm a Vanity guy. Personally.
But we played it. We played a game, and I'm gonna play this game with both y'all real quick before we go. A lot of people was telling me they liked it, but if you this, I'm gonna go and start with you first, Prize. So I'm gonna give you some fighters. You tell me who wins. So, we got Trevor Berbick versus Anthony Joshua. Who wins for you?
Uh Trevor Burbick and Joshua. I'm gonna go with Burbick.
We got Trevor Berbick, Larry Holmes.
Larry.
We got Larry Holmes, Lennox Lewis.
Ox.
We got Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall.
Ox.
We got Lennox Lewis versus Joe Frazier.
Mm. Damn, that's a good one there, BBO. I'm gonna go with Ox.
We got Lennox Lewis versus Kid Norton.
Sheesh. I'm going Lennox, man. I don't know. You know, it might sleep Ox. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Lennox. He know how to box and use his height and his reach and stuff, man.
We got Lennox versus a prime Big Daddy Bo.
Big Daddy Bo.
We got Big Daddy Bo versus Ernie Shavers. Who you got?
Sheesh. I'm gonna go. Damn, man. Ernie was savage. I'm gonna go Big Daddy Bo.
We got Big Daddy Bo versus what's my man? George Foreman.
I'm going Bo.
You can't go both. You gotta pick one.
I said Bo.
Oh, okay. We got Bo versus Muhammad Ali.
Ali.
We got Ali versus Joe Louis.
Damn. Joe. No, I'm going Ali.
Well, you had it right the first time.
Yeah, I know. That's a tough one there, man. I'm gonna go Ali.
Man, Joe
Whoop Joe
Louis will beat the
Lewis's
brakes off.
ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Boomaye Ali. Boomaye Ali. I'm a little biased when it come to Ali though. Man. I don't think none of the heavyweights could have whooped him for real. Not a prime Ali, a focused one. That's the one man. Listen, that dude was different, dog, and he know how to use his height inside, and he could
So
take a
I'm gonna
punch
give I'm
too.
gonna give you one too, free. If you ready, let me know when you ready. I'm gonna give you a 1-2.
All right.
Okay, we got Tank Davis. We got Tank Davis versus Sugar Shane Mosley at 135.
Mm,
Tank David.
We got Tank Davis versus Roberto Duran,
135.
135.
Ooh. Uh, I'm gonna have to go with Roberto
We got Roberto Duran versus Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd.
We got Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gotti.
Floyd.
We got Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya at 135.
Floyd.
We got Floyd versus Miguel Cotto at 135.
At 135.
At 135. That's back when Miguel was sleeping everybody.
Yeah, I might have to go with Miguel because that Floyd fought differently than the Floyd fought him at 54.
Yeah. He probably get caught with stuff versus
Yeah,
that Miguel.
I'm gonna have to go with Miguel on that one.
mm-mm.
So we got Miguel Cotto versus Williams and Payton.
Oh, Miguel.
We got Miguel versus Shakur Stevenson.
Miguel sleeps Shakur.
We got Miguel versus Teofimo Lopez.
Man, that joint don't go past 3 rounds. Miguel.
We got Miguel versus Devin Haney.
What? Miguel.
We got Miguel versus Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Sweet Pea.
Final one, we got Sweet Pea Whitaker versus Henry Armstrong.
Against who?
Henry Armstrong.
Oh, wow. I think Henry might edge Sweet Pea out. I think he might edge him out.
Yeah, they said Henry Armstrong was hitting like bricks. So I got one last one. So we got Henry Armstrong versus Willie Pep. Who you got?
Oh, Pat.
At 135?
Yeah.
Okay.
That man defense was crazy.
So you know a fight that I always wondered, man, that I always wondered about was how did the fight with Sugar Ray Robinson go versus my man what's the man, my man Bolo Punch. Oh man, I just forgot his name. Shoot. Salute to my man Just Do. I just lost his name. My dude who had the Bolo Punch. Man, what's his name? Dang, I haven't talked about it in a while. I can't remember, but your boy
Maybe
BBO,
next time.
Yeah, we gonna think of next time. But like I said, we having fun, man. Your boy BBO, man, I've been studying my boxing. I've been back in the books. Shout out to my brother Marky Dan. Shout out to the mighty JBT Network. Tell everybody across the world BVO Boxing is back, aka Kareem Mockbar. Like I said, I got my brother Puerto Rican Free. I got my man AP Prize Fighter. And we back tomorrow, y'all. We gone. Peace.
Peace.
We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is